Welcome to Adeel and Adil's podcast. It is going to be very, very interesting. Adil is a very old friend, and I would like Adil to introduce himself first of all, and then we will start from there.
Okay, so I'm the other Adil. I was born and raised in Dubai. I've been living here all my life. And at the moment, for the past 5 years, we have been specialists in everything related to business incorporation, PRO work, residency, corporate banking. And at the moment, we are focusing a lot on last wills and testaments, which we will be touching upon. So yes, I am the person who people contact, entrepreneurs, startups, and businesses reach out to us to for their expansion projects.
That means, in simple words, you are a troubleshooter.
I am a troubleshooter, and I am the guy who you go to when all other options fail.
So in Dubai, as majority of the population is expats, and a lot of people are moving to the city recently. So obviously, when you move to a new city or to a new country, you don't have knowledge about the laws, regulations, system, how it works, and then obviously they would always need somebody to help. In the beginning, it looks very simple and straightforward. Yes, Dubai is safe, everything is systematic, everything is digital, but eventually, if you don't have somebody to guide you, I don't think so. It is very, very easy or it's very simple.
Yeah, first of all, we have to commend the people who take the risk of moving to a new place. I really have to salute those people. It takes a lot. And even when a person is making those decisions to actually move to a new place, they are doing their own research, first from the lens of a tourist and where they fall in love with the place. Then they do their research through friends and family, other people who have already moved over here. They talk to their associates, like for example, your clients will ask you, Adil, what about this? What about that? They'll ask you about so many different processes, and you will give them your own expertise from your own experience being a long-time resident of the city. This is how people do. But then again, the real experience comes from when you are living in that moment, when you have to go for an emergency in the hospital, when you have to open your own bank account or whatever it is. So those things have to be lived. Yeah.
So here is a question. The first question comes that if I am somebody who is thinking to move to Dubai with my family and eventually moving my business to Dubai, what are the challenges I should expect?
The most basic ones, if you are moving with a family, would be first of all, obviously, your accommodation, accessibility to your accommodation, how far is it from your workplace, your
This
insurances
is where
for.
I come in, right?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. And then your insurance, the schooling. Those are the most basic things which you have to look into.
But what kind of challenges I could face, which I would not expect before coming to Dubai? Because let's say I'm moving from West,
Mm.
I'm moving from the UK, I'm moving from US, I'm moving from Europe, and I am used to that culture or that system. And what is different in Dubai versus West?
So Dubai is in a way, a service-based economy where you can find anybody and everybody to do anything you want. You can
Yeah.
have someone come to your house and clean your house, wash your dishes, to look after your children, to wash your car, to come and even fill your car, to come and even fill the fuel in your car. Um, Everything is on the tips of your app. So this is one thing which people from the West are excited about, because you don't have those things over there. uh, that's one thing. Secondly is that the culture. If you're coming from Germany, if you're living in Germany, you're dealing with Germans mostly. So the cultural there is this cultural saturation over there. It's not as fragmented, but whereas in Dubai, you're dealing with more than 200 nationalities, and that in itself makes a new culture. That mixture of all those cultures together makes a new culture in itself, the Dubai culture, which is very unique to this place. So sometimes people get overwhelmed because they don't understand how people interact, or because when a person, people in Dubai will not tell you no on your face. They will find excuses. There will be things like bringing in inshallah, or I will get back to you, or I have to ask someone, or whatever it is. So there is no direct no over here, because telling you no directly means a form of disrespect in a way. So you want to hold on to other person's honor, but at the same time you can't tell them no for something that you don't want to do. So this is something which Westerners have a problem getting around. Also, yes, there is more direct approach in the Western countries, which you don't have in Dubai. Dubai is more of a poetry. You have to dance around things. And yeah, I think more or less. What do you think? What have been your experiences?
So, see, when people move to Dubai, they face different challenges which they would not expect, because everybody, they are used to their own culture, their own system. For example, uh, if for example, if there is if for example, if I want to establish a company, this is one of the example. So obviously, the system in Dubai is completely different than Europe or US. So I would think, okay, I want to establish a company. I need XYZ problems, or I have to hire a lawyer. I have to get involved. I have to involve the courts in it. I have to do a lot of paperwork. However, in Dubai, it's very straightforward and simple. And sometimes I could feel that I can get scammed as well, because everything is going so smoothly. Maybe the guys are playing around with me. So for example, if I'm establishing a company, what are the things from where I can know that Adil is doing his job right and he's not cheating me?
So, an important point that you raised over here is that people who come from the West, they come with the notion that the cost of incorporation will be very less. And, well, it is less over there because the government takes taxes from you, personal income taxes, corporate income taxes. All of those are very high. Whereas in this part of the world, the focus on taxes is less. What they want to do is take their pound of flesh earlier. So the incorporation costs will comparatively be higher than what you would be paying in the West. You don't need to hire a lawyer over here. And over the past, at least for the past 15 to 20 years, uh, the Dubai government has taken great strides to smoothen the process of incorporation. It used to take much longer, as long as 2 months to incorporate your own company, and you to had to involve other people also, like Emiratis, to be your local sponsors. A lot of those things were there, which have most of that has been done away with. Now you can have 100% foreign ownership, and you can incorporate the company in as less than 24 hours.
Now, here is a question. Of course, you see a lot of on-time services. What is the other one? Amr
Sure,
centers,
yeah, Ahmed, yeah.
Shura, and other centers. And of course, there are few online platforms as well where I could actually go and incorporate my company. Why would I need somebody like you?
It is a very good a very good analogy would be, you can represent yourself in court, but it is not necessary that you understand the legal framework. So you might think that yes, I can defend myself because I have all the points, but that is not what the court wants to hear. So that can actually go against you. So what happens over here is that when you hire agents, business incorporation agents, they have been in the market, they understand the game, they understand your specific requirements, and then they give you an activity which suits your specific requirements, keeping that in mind. But a good agent will also ask you, what are your strategic plans in place? What is your 10-year plan? Because what if you want to expand your activities? So they will give you an activity that could be more comprehensive, because you don't want to go back to the drawing board once again.
So I want you to go a little bit more into detail, because somebody would think, what does activity means. So for example, I will clear it out. So when you are opting in for a business license, you need to go for an activity. You need to choose an activity in it. And, for example, selling mics. Now, selling mics is different than manufacturing mics. And probably software and hardware, all these things are different categories. And if I've chosen a wrong category from the beginning, then I won't be able to add the additional categories which I wish to add in coming future, right? This is what you mean.
So yeah, to let's take a few steps back. The
Okay.
way how the licenses are structured, you have three main categories: industrial, commercial, and professional. Industrial is everything related with manufacturing. Commercial is related with rentals and trading, and professional is related to service based things. So if you're manufacturing a mic, it will come under the industrial category. Now, you cannot add other major categories over there. You can only deal with manufacturing and selling that to your clients. But when you're going into the commercial sector, which is the trading of mics, you can't manufacture. You can only buy from your supplier and you can sell to your customer.
So
That's
question
it.
comes that if I'm trading and in future if I would like to manufacture mics, can I add that as an
No, you
activity?
can't. You have to take a new license. So similarly, let's just say you're in a professional where you are giving a service as you're a marketing agency. You can't do any trading in that. You can't because it's a professional activity.
So
It's a
for example,
service.
if Dominion is a marketing agency, for instance, and after 2 months they decide to sell real estate, they can add real estate as an activity in a marketing agency.
No, then again, similar activities are grouped together, which the government has given you the ability to add all those similar activities in one license.
So that's why we need
Yeah,
you.
yeah. You cannot add dissimilar. I mean, you can't add activities which have got nothing to do with each other in the same license. For example, I can't be trading cars and selling shoes, and I can put them both. I can't put both those activities in the same license. It is not possible.
Hmm.
I have to have two different licenses for those, unless you put in some vasta and you're able to add them, which is a different topic. But conventionally, you cannot.
Related to AML, AML is now being um, practiced in Dubai from quite a while now. So when people are transferring money from different countries to Dubai, or probably transferring from Dubai to other countries, what are the steps or what are the precautions they must take to avoid any troubles?
As far as I know, with AML, is that the government has put in certain regulations um, for service providers in certain sectors, such as real estate, brokerage. You have accounting,
Yes.
business setup, and I think gold trading also in the jewelry sector. So if you have clients who come in to ask for your services, as per government law, you're supposed to take in their details and
Yeah.
add them on the system. So that way we can track if this person is legitimate or not.
So, for example, if I am somebody who wished to buy a property in Dubai and refused to sign the KYC form, do you think that broker should proceed with the transaction?
If first of all, the system won't allow you to proceed because you have to. That is how the checks and balances are in place. You need to put in those details for to continue the transaction.
Yes.
The system won't allow
So
you.
everybody should be aware from the beginning that if they're thinking to buy a property in Dubai, they have to go through a KYC process, which is not very complicated, but it's a very simple process, right?
It's a very quick process. It's just that you don't have to spend time waiting for it. You just upload and you just leave it. The system will go through its records and say if it's good to go ahead. That's it.
Okay, $1 million question. Everybody in Dubai real estate selling the idea of golden visa.
Yeah.
Okay. Why, in your opinion, somebody should take Dubai golden visa and not a European golden visa?
Uh, the question of First of all, the question comes about having why would you want to have residency of Dubai in the first place?
Hmm.
What draws Dubai? What draws you to Dubai in the first place? If you like the convenience, the lifestyle, the benefits of taxation, and everything else around it. Like we don't have like you and I don't have to sell Dubai anymore to anyone. Dubai has sold itself enough.
Yeah.
If a person is attracted to what Dubai offers and they want to stay in Dubai, then having a residency would be a great plus. Having said that, before a residency used to be for 3 years. That has been changed now to 2 years.
Hmm.
A normal residency, whether you are sponsored, employed, or an investor. But then you have the option of going for a 10-year residency because that means you don't have to go for a renewal process every 2 years. Now, especially if you have a big family, you have to take into account the cost of that, the time for that. Let's say you're not really based in Dubai. You're moving all around the globe. You have business interests and residences around the world. If you have an investor visa or a 2-year visa of any category, you have to come to Dubai at least once every 6 months.
Yeah.
That might not be convenient all the time. But if you hold a golden residency, you don't have to. So these are the conveniences. Apart from that, also, there is a bit of a status, I would say, when you hold a golden visa in your hand.
Okay. So, for example, when it comes to golden visa or other type of residence visa, for example, there are three types of residence visa as far as I know. One is a normal residence visa, then one is a retirement visa, and the third one is a golden visa. So,
Yeah.
okay, if I want to opt in for the retirement visa, what should I expect to do, and what should I expect in return from the government?
Retirement visa, you mean the one for 5 years?
Yes.
No, it's just you don't expect. I mean, it's just basically
I mean, what is the eligibility criteria for the retirement
you
visa?
have. I think it's about you have to be more than 65 years of age.
Hmm.
So see, because what happens if you look around in Dubai, you will not find old people. Dubai is a city of young bloods. There is a certain aesthetic
So, isn't
appeal
it
to this.
concerning?
So you know why? Because Dubai is a city of expatriates. You don't. Majority of the population are expats. Are expats. Once, and if you're employed in a company, after you reach the age of 60 to 65, it becomes increasingly more difficult to renew your visa to remain employed over here. So that is the a very decent way of saying that you can go back to your home country and you can live out the rest of your life over there. So they restrict it to I mean until you are employed in Dubai. After the age of 60, it becomes difficult to continue living in Dubai unless you are an investor over here. So if you are an investor and you apply for a long-term residency, like a golden visa, it will not be that they'll give you a 10-year because they will give you a 5 years. That is what the government had decided. Everything else remains the same. It's just that instead of 10 years, it is 5 years. That's it.
Okay. Another question. I have a golden visa, and then my wife gets golden visa,
Yeah.
and then my parents gets golden visa as well.
Okay.
Now, just because my wife got golden visa through me, can she give golden visa to her parents?
So if you there's a concept of sponsorship, the chain of sponsorship.
Hmm.
Let's just say Adeel is the owner of the company. Your company is sponsoring me
Hmm.
to me. I can sponsor my family.
Hmm.
But if you are sponsoring as a spouse to your wife can't transfer that. I mean, can't continue that chain of sponsorship. So there is certain rules kept in place. A company sponsorship to or an investment sponsorship to one person, that is allowed. That person can sponsor your family, but it can't be moved to a second chain.
Okay. I bought a property in Dubai worth of 2 million dirhams,
Okay.
and I felt that I qualify for golden visa already. Do you think that something can come on way which can still stop me to get that golden visa even if I bought a property of 2 million dirhams?
I don't think so. because the rules are in place.
But how about medical?
That's a very good point you have mentioned there. Yeah. So in medical, of course, you have to do your chest scans for your for your X-rays, for your lungs, and when they check certain kind of past diseases and conditions that they check, and also your blood test to see if you're HIV positive or not. This has been a mainstay with India rules for the past since I was here.
Yeah, so I think people should not take it negative. I think people should take it positive because Dubai is building a society which is clean and healthy.
Well, again, you should take it with a pinch of salt because when you are coming to Dubai on a visit visa or a tourist visa, those tests are not taken, and
Yes.
you can do whatever, and you can stay as long as your visa allows you to, and you
Yes.
can keep coming here again and again throughout the year.
Yeah.
Yes, you don't have the status of a resident, but you are still living your life over here. Yes, for you to get the full benefit of a resident, to open your bank account over here, to live your life as a resident, yes, then you have to adhere to those rules and regulations.
Another situation. I bought a property of 2 million dirhams, but my wife is a joint buyer.
Okay.
So, do I get golden visa or no?
If your property is 2 million, and yes, you and your wife can get. If you're 50%, you have to show you have to show your marriage certificate attested, one, and they allow you to get
Even if the
residency.
property value is only 2 million. So 50, my share is only 1 million.
Yeah.
And my wife's share is
We have issued visas, golden visas on that.
okay.
Yeah.
Now, similarly,
But I would suggest in that case, if this situation comes to me, and these situations have come to me, husband and wife own a property, they are joint owners, they want to go for golden visa. The cost will be high that way because you're applying for two golden visas. My suggestion would be either the husband or the wife applies for the golden visa as the main sponsor and sponsors the rest of them. Your overall cost will be much lesser
yeah,
that
but
way.
at least you still qualify for the golden visa,
You do.
thinking that your share in the property is only 1 million. But at the end of the day, the other shareholder is your wife.
Yeah.
How about kids?
So the kids will be sponsored in
No, no.
under your
So what I mean is that, for example, I'm father, and my son is my is the joint buyer in the property in and the property value is 2 million.
yeah
So we are 50-50%,
yeah
50% shareholder.
yeah
Do we get golden visa?
yes.
Okay. Now, me and you as friends, we are joint buyers in a 2 million worth of property. Do we get golden visa?
We have had a case like this, and we've actually gone ahead with it. Yeah, we have gone ahead with it. We had to pull some strings, uh, but we were able to do it.
Okay. So even if
Conventionally, actually,
not
as
possible.
friends, not possible. As
Okay.
friends, not possible. But
Okay. So you mean that if it's our client, it's possible? Okay. Do you think UAE would ever start giving citizenship to the residents of Dubai?
I've heard in the grapevine that it has already started, and in some cases, yes, they do. They reach out to you themselves and they offer you, and
And why would they reach out to you? Who you should be?
it depends on about your background, your contribution, and your net worth, your nationality. There are certain factors that they take into account,
Can you
and
elaborate a little bit?
well, certain nationalities are kept out of it. But again, it's about your net worth. It's about how what contribution you have done and what you will be, or what is your potential of the contribution you can make to the nation over
But you
here.
know why it came to my mind? Because golden visa somehow started same way.
Yeah,
In the beginning they started giving to only very specific people,
yeah.
and they had a lot of restrictions when it comes to golden visa, and it was almost impossible to get golden visa for a lot of people. And now every day it is becoming more and more easier to get golden visa, especially if we have somebody like you. Now, Do you think the citizenship will follow the same way?
So you see, citizenship and residency are two very different things.
Hmm.
Um, Now you see, UAE citizenship is a UAE passport is one of the most strongest passports in the world. We all know that.
Yeah.
And holding a UAE passport does not mean that like people like us from the Indian subcontinent that you can be taken for granted. Even if for some reason you are wrongfully persecuted in other countries, the UAE government will pull all strings to ensure about your safety, to get you out of that situation. They do a lot. So it's not that you're just holding some random passport. You're holding a UAE passport. It's a very strong passport in the world. Um, but that situation is there because of the scarcity of that. The population of Emiratis is very less compared to the expatriates over here. So it doesn't make economical or logical sense to start giving it out so easily. The conditions, the restrictions will always remain very strict.
So, how would you differentiate between a PR in a European or a Western country and a golden visa in Dubai? What do you think is better?
A PR is a gateway to get a
Citizenship.
citizenship over there, which is not
Yes.
the same thing over here.
Yeah.
You can be holding a golden visa for the next 20 years. It doesn't guarantee you because it's not defined that or there has been no express. There's no how do I say this? Nothing has been expressed to you that yes, if you hold your visa for a certain period of time, that you will be given a citizen. I mean, citizenship is completely on a very different level.
So let me put it in my way. What people do, they would go to, for example, from India, from Pakistan, from Middle Eastern countries, from other African countries. They would fly to West. They would apply for PR. They would wait for a decade minimum
Yeah.
to get a citizenship, and then they would take another 5 6 years to reach to a point where they would start earning good amount of money, and then they realize, oh my god, a lot of taxes, a lot of disadvantages, safety issues, let me move to Dubai.
Hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think you are the process is quite long. It's taking half of your life. So if you're somebody, I think Dubai is a platform where you could start from zero and be somebody and stay here for all your life, not thinking about those things which people are regretting. It's kind of a regret that, for example, you spent 15 years or 20 years of your life moving from one country to another country, and then realizing that whatever this country gave you a passport, but on the other side it's taking almost everything what you earn. So it's better to build your assets in a place where the country is okay, the country is not offering you passport, but at least country is giving you everything whatever you deserve.
So I have a different perspective on that. From the people who I have spoken to, who have followed this, who have gone to other countries like Canada and they've come back, they have not regretted any part of it because that was their game plan all along. Now, it is an open secret that um, people from, especially from the Indian subcontinent, have had a glass ceiling to get promoted to higher positions in many MNCs. So the game plan was basically from Dubai, you move to Canada, UK, wherever. You build your life over there, build your assets, build your property or whatever, gain some experience over there, and use it as your retirement place. Once you get your passport, keeping those assets there, you move to Dubai for residency. Now you are holding a non-Indian subcontinent passport, like a UK or a Canada or USA passport, which ultimately improves your standing in the job market. That allows you to get better salaries, better opportunities, or whatever. And then sometimes you may even come back with an accent, who knows, which also works in your favor. And then it's like a snowball effect from there because better opportunities, better pay package, whatever it is, and you can always go back to UK to spend the holidays there. So This, and then who knows, eventually you may even get a golden visa. So you get the best of both the worlds: the golden visa, long term visa over here, and you also have your assets and everything back home.
Okay. So if a normal golden visa application, how many days or weeks it takes to process a normal golden visa application if
Con-
it is not processed by you?
Conventionally, as per the government, it takes approximately 2 weeks to get the pre-approval.
And what is the process? Only to get the pre-approval.
Just to get the pre-approval.
Okay.
Once the pre-approval is done, then you move to the next stage of doing your medical. Medical results come quick, but then the next stage is to get your visa stamp. Visa stamp takes time sometimes.
So you are saying if I am applying a golden visa, I should be planning of thinking to stay in Dubai for at least 3 to 4 weeks.
Yes, and I've heard horror stories of my clients who have come to me after they have spent here about 2 months. Still, they are stuck
Two
in the loop.
months.
2 months.
Okay. And if it's a client from Dominion, how long it will take?
One day. One day. Yeah.
One
We
day.
can finish all the process. Maximum 2 days if we have a delay in the visa stamp, but because that is not in our control. But otherwise, within 48 hours, it's done.
Okay. So meaning that
We
okay,
we will get the pre-approval done in 2 hours, not 2 weeks.
not 2 weeks,
Two
two
hours,
hours.
max to max.
Okay. And for example, our clients are buying a lot of properties, and obviously, they've never planned of making a will. Probably. So this is my thing that if I'm somebody who buys who has a lot of assets in Dubai, and if I, for example, if I pass away, then what happens to the family?
So people are in the notion that if they have made uh, last wills and testaments from their home countries, and that would apply in Dubai or UAE assets, or things will, or if they pass away even without any last will or any of those that paperwork, assets will be automatically transferred to their spouses or what. It doesn't work that way. So in the UAE, they follow the family code. The family code is based on the Sharia law. So if you do not have, whether you're a Muslim or a non Muslim, if you don't have a will, it will automatically be relegated to the Sharia law, which means that if, let's just say, the husband passes away, a husband has his parents alive, has his parents, have their
Spouse,
siblings, and
siblings, yeah.
everyone comes into the equation. So it does not come directly to the spouse. And so that's the base state. Now, if the spouse says, no, but I deserve 100% of the inheritance, so the court will require you to go and get an NOC from all of those parties for you to be able to get inheritance. And that's a very long and expensive process.
And in the end, you might end up getting nothing
No, you will get it
because
eventually,
people would
but
disagree to sign. For example, if
if you
you're
don't get the NOC, it will never. It will come to a stalemate
right.
because the court will not intervene and on your behalf. The court will just say, "Get me the papers," and then we will move. You know,
Okay. And I think majority of the people are not thinking about it.
people are, yeah, that's the last thing that they think of until we inform them that. So we talk to people mostly when we are doing their business setup. We tell them, listen, you need to have a plan B in place. If something happens to you, how will your shares be distributed in the memorandum and all of those things, which also extends to real estate. Customers, clients, that all your assets, everything is always better to put it into a last will, and also share the necessary banking and login credentials with your family members so they know what to do if something happens.
Okay. So what is the process? What are the documents I would need to process my will, and how long it can take? How long? Okay, so you always have to tell me this way: how long it usually takes, and how long it takes with us.
So let's talk about first the documents. You need to have your passport, you need to have a Dubai residency, and you need to show what assets you have over here so that all of those informations can be put onto the will draft. And you also then need to have present the passports of who will be inheriting your assets. They do not have to have your a residency. You, as the main person, has to have Dubai residency. Without that, you can't make a will conventionally. But with us, we can even do your we can even do your last will without your residency. We can even do your last will without your passport. So yeah, but then these are the, so again, for a normal layperson out there, you need to have, you need to give your passport details, your Dubai residency, and the list of your assets, so that the will can be prepared for other people. And then you speak to an agent or to a lawyer who will prepare the will draft. If you're okay with what is mentioned over there, it'll go for approval with the notary. If they are okay with that, then they proceed with the signatures. Now there are two places where it's done. One is at the Dubai courts, and the other one is at the IFC. I personally prefer the Dubai courts because it's much more faster and it's much more cheaper there. And yeah, we are able to get this done within one day.
Okay. Now, obviously, when you're saying that we can manage to do the will without having the residence in Dubai, I think it's not like you have some under the table approach to
No,
the
it's just
thing. It's
that,
just like you understand the system better than somebody else.
see, we have been doing this for quite some time, so we understand. Let's just say we have the right loopholes to exploit,
Right.
because we work as lawyers also.
Yes.
Just like how we work as lawyers when we are finding the right business activity for you, which will ensure you have the most least amount of government regulation breathing down your neck when you're operating a business. Similarly, in the wills and testament arena, also we know the loopholes. We know how to operate in that. Considering that, we know that even without those necessary documents, we can get your will done. Now, I'll tell you an important thing. You'll ask this. You might have thought about this question. Why would someone not having a residency even be eligible for making a last will? The most important thing is that, you can correct me if I'm wrong over here. I would say 50%, or whatever is the right proportion. There are people who buy ready-made properties, either to move or to flip or whatever. But then there are those who buy off-plan properties. By the time you are qualifying for a residency on that off-plan property, either as an investor visa or a golden visa, you are still making those payments. What if something happens to you before you reach that status?
Yeah.
If you die, it's all gone.
Right.
Unless you have an inheritance in place. So someone can carry forward that legacy. Someone who can take inheritance of your payments, your assets, until then, continue the payments and take the full ownership. Because if you pass away before you have reached the residency status to make a will, then everything is gone.
Yeah.
Which is why we have a lot of people coming in. Majority of our clients are people who are investing in off-plan properties because they are more scared.
Right.
Because the best case scenario in a worst case situation, you have an asset in your name, you have residency, everything is there. You have the title deed in your name, everything is there. And the only problem is getting the NOC. And you get the NOC. Or at least you're assured that you will get the property in your name to your wife or whatever. But if You don't have a residency. You don't have the asset in your name. You don't have the NOC. There's nothing. That all that money that you have paid is gone.
So this is the thing, right? Doing some Google searches versus taking opinion from some expert who's doing all those things on a daily basis.
See, a Google search and a chat GPT will not give you all the answers. It doesn't tell you what happens really behind the scenes, So yeah, it's better to contact a proper agent
Yes, and to choose the right agent.
and choose the right agent. Again, that's going to be your hit and miss. Many times people are very good with sales pitches, and they can sound very convincing until it's too late.
Yeah, because people they think over this that okay, I bought a property, I could go to any armor centers and I can process my golden visa. I could go to any on time and I could establish my own company. I could go to any bank and get my bank account. I could go to a Dubai court myself and I can get a will. People have those wrong perceptions. But when it comes to reality and when you actually try to do those things, you will get stuck at every step.
See, we have been doing this for quite some time, and we have made all those mistakes. There is still a lot of bureaucracy involved. There are still a lot of delinquents out there who are there to scam you at every turn, who will take advantage of your naivety. Now, we have been through those things. We have jumped through those loops of fire.
Yeah.
So we know how to bypass those problems. If you, as a person from a different country, are put in a situation where you have to go through these processes yourself and you think you're confident, by all means, go ahead. But you will be frustrated very fast because you will see that the bureaucracy will push you down. They will make you go from one office to the other. There'll always be some document that is missing. We know how to avoid those problems from the start.
Okay.
Because as a layperson, you will find out that you have made a mistake 10 steps back. So you have wasted all that time for nothing.
So let's have a rapid fire session
Okay.
before we end this.
All right.
I will repeat myself again. Conventionally, how many days it will take for me to establish a company?
With us, 24 hours.
And without you?
They say 1 week.
Okay. How many days it will take to get a golden visa?
With us, 1 day.
And without you?
You're looking at 3 weeks.
How many days it takes to get a will?
1 day.
And without you?
It can take 3 to 4 days. Sometimes the appointment takes months.
How many days it will take to get a company bank account, a corporate bank account?
Company bank account, usually you're looking at, from the legacy banks, you're looking at 2 to 3 months. Then also it's not, there is no surety you will get it.
And with you?
With us, within 1 week.
Do I have to go to the bank every day or a couple of times just to get it done? Or somebody would come to me and take my biometrics?
Either someone will come to you or the verification will be done online.
Okay. If I want to make a power of attorney, how long it takes?
Few hours.
Do I have to be physically available in Dubai?
No, we can do it with the call.
Okay.
Just the bottom call is enough. That's enough.
A bottom call.
A bottom call, yeah.
Okay. What are the things which you can do in your profession and let's say 90% of the people like you in the market cannot do?
We spoke about this. Sometimes you want to add activities which are not related in the same license. We can do that. Sometimes it's about getting special approvals regarding your business activity. It can be a plethora of stuff. We can get those things done. You need to fast track approvals, which usually you have to wait a long time. We can get those things done. So basically, we work with speed. We are not a paper pusher like others, where it's just about that we are competing on price, or we will give you the most cheapest thing just to compete. No, we may be a bit on the premium side of costings, but we assure you that we are faster than the rest of them.
What is your opinion about Abu Dhabi market?
in terms of real estate, or
in general? Like, do you see a lot of growth happening, a lot of population increase in Abu Dhabi market, Abu Dhabi in the coming years?
see, there
Do
are.
you have demand for Abu Dhabi these days?
See, to be honest, we do a lot of our court procedures from Abu Dhabi because they are much more relaxed than Dubai. So I do a lot of things from Abu Dhabi regarding court related matters. Other than that, Dubai is number one.
Okay.
Yeah. In terms of real estate, I've heard you might be knowing more about this, that the resale market in Abu Dhabi is not as good as in Dubai.
Yes. So thank you very much, Adil.
Thank you very much, Adil.
You have any questions for me?
I will have questions when I invite you on my podcast.